Howdy, neighbor.
It's not my fault.
All right.
He keep running out of the bushes. You need to call for help.
He is the help, Donnie.
Oh, shit! Donnie! They got this redneck psycho after us. You shot his brother.
This guy's a lunatic, Clay. He ain't gonna quit till he's dead.
Jeffrey.
There we go, recording now. Matthew, Brock, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Good morning. Thanks for talking to me about Wild Game.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
Well,
I like that shirt.
Oh, thank you. You know, it's rare that I get to wear this, you know. I get to wear my cowboy shirt here. Yeah, I'm from Las Vegas, so we got a bunch of cowboys out here too. So just to set up the movie, a rancher accepts an offer to poach elk for a rich movie star when an incident creates this cat and mouse chase in the wilderness. You know, Brock, for the first time in the summer of 2019, I went to Yellowstone because a friend of mine had a cabin up there. I finally accepted his invitation. Not only was it just the most stunning land and experience I've ever had, but like in your movie, we were fishing and you hear the elk and the moose calls going on. And it's just, I mean, talk about primal. It's just an amazing experience.
Yeah, they make a magical noise. It's unlike it's sort of the unicorn of the forest, you know. They just these giant horses with weapons attached to their heads, basically. It's unreal. It's one of my favorite things about that area.
And Matthew, you play a spoiled movie star, no
Sure
friends, no friends. And you know what? I was really surprised about this movie. I thought it was going to be some sort of a most dangerous game. You know, the whole movie are going to be chasing each other and shooting each other. It's not. I mean, the last part of the movie is where it sets up everything for the last part. But I love the bonding experience in this movie. Just guys who can talk to each other and just, and that's what I loved about your character. You know, he's this rich, spoiled movie star, but he lets down his guard to let, you know, these guys know, look, I have no friends and this is the time of my life.
Yeah, I think that, you know, in the case of Donnie, Donnie is full of it a little bit. And but he's insecure, you know, he's insecure to a certain degree, and he doesn't really want to admit that on the, you know, the exterior of this movie actor does whatever the heck he wants all the time is a facade. But when he's out there with these two guys, right? And these two guys are sincere and they're good people, right? Donnie's not really a good person, but maybe there's some semblance of humanity still left in there after all those years in Hollywood, maybe. But he lets it out a little bit, perhaps, or maybe he's just trying to make friends. Maybe he's just trying to play these people. Maybe he's just doing what he's always been taught to do and be a little charismatic. But I think that really he definitely, I think he gets what's coming his way in the end. I think he's more bad than good.
Well, I think he was out of his element so much that he couldn't keep that Hollywood persona on. When you're out in the wilderness and all of that, it's like that stuff doesn't matter. You're far from civilization, and that's not going to happen, you know.
And Wyoming, the wilderness is everything.
Oh yeah,
it is all consuming, as I've been saying.
And Brock, and you know, you're also the writer of the movie, so don't think I didn't get that Big Lebowski reference. You know, shut the up, Donnie. I mean, that's Big Lebowski, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And you know, Brock, Creed and Charlie have such great chemistry in this movie. I mean, you can tell they're experienced cowboys, especially Creed. So tell me about exactly this ranch that the movie was shot on.
Yeah, so it's funny that you bring up the Big Lebowski, because we're also inspired by the Coen brothers, and there's just so many. Basically, we wanted to make sort of a love letter to classic westerns and to sort of these genre benders. Our pals through the industry have this eclectic element that Creed kind of drew out of all of us. So Charlie actually worked at Creed's ranch in college, and they're buddies from Juilliard. And Matt and I worked on our first film together. And the other writer of the story, Jared Bonner, who plays the game warden, he also, you know, all of us basically wrote for what we had for Creed's ranch, and the sort of, you know, Creed and I are able to do horse stunts, and we really wanted to showcase those talents all in one thing. And you had mentioned the buddy element of the film, and even how the woods can be a bonding thing. You know, the original script was more targeted at being a thriller, but we knew that the way we were going to make this was a very creative passion project type style that we had brought our peers in the industry to work on, you know, during the pandemic when it was tough to get together. And we isolated at this ranch, and that bond really carried into the film. So a lot of that charm that you got off of Charlie and Creed is a genuine chemistry from their real lives working together at that ranch. So,
And how they handle their horses. You could just tell they were experienced, you know, and poor Matthew looked like he was thrown into the wolves there.
you know, he does better than he looks on screen. He's a good actor. And, you know, Matt had less experience and as well as Jared, but all of our actors really kind of stepped up and had to, you know, horses can be very dangerous and they're difficult animals to control if you don't, you know, have a lot of experience. Both of these guys though stepped up to the plate, learned how to deal with them safely in a short period of time. And yeah, you know, and Creed is a very good instructor. You know, he grew up taking people out on rides and helping out with that. So it was very serendipitous in that way.
Yeah, because Matthew, you know, I love horses and I love Westerns, but when I get on a horse, I feel like I'm going to fall off, you know, no matter what I do. So was it scary to get on you know, I just interviewed the cast of 1883, you know, the new Yellowstone series. And I'm like, do you guys go to cowboy boot camp? And they go, yes, we did. You know, they had to learn to rope. They had to learn to ride. Did you have any kind of boot camp there, Matthew?
No, you know, Creed is an incredibly capable instructor. Okay.
Okay.
And, you know, I don't have any real horseman experience, but I do now. Now I'm basically an expert. I had Creed teach me. Creed tells you what the deal is, and you listen when he's speaking. You do. It just makes you that way. I don't know what it is. It's like a magic power. And you listen to everything he says and you follow his instructions exactly, and it works. And the horses, if you do it right, the horses they want to participate. And until they don't, when they don't, well then, you know, then I get off and I yell Creed.
They can be stubborn. They can be very stubborn. And I love Jared Bonner, man. He's the comic relief in the movie, you know, a forest cop. I love that when you call him a forest cop. So that was hysterical. So he gave that, you know, the kind of the tender moments, and then he comes in and he's hysterical. So he did a great job. Finally today, guys, I wonder if we could just give a moment of silence for Tempest. The poor cat, rest in peace.
You know, I didn't even know Mom was a Shakespeare fan, but it's it really was hard when we had to let that cat go.
Oh man, I can't believe he just took the cat in a plastic bag like it was like nothing. I'd be like, what are you doing with the cat in the bag?
that reference to you caught good. Like, I mean, Jared and I went to musical theater school together, and we had to do all this Shakespeare stuff. So like, that's like our theater nerd reference in the film, and you know. And you're right too. Jared is one of those people that we try to tone down his funny, but he just keeps spanking it out no matter what we do.
Dude, I can tell
shooting that scene where they're burying him. I mean, there are some versions we just couldn't use because it was too comedic and not the right tone. I think Brock, you broke on one of them a little bit.
Oh yeah, I mean, we were always fighting with that. Like we love humor mixed in. Like we like that mixed genre feel. We think that we knew we wanted to do something with involving an accident and really having the twist of the film have something to do with a change of energy as well. And I think that most people are used to kind of watching something sheer genre and not having those shifts. But a lot of films that I love do that. And Jared is, especially both in his writing and his performance, can really hit those delicate, heartfelt moments and just make you bust out laughing. So
like I said, I wasn't expecting a character-driven movie. I was expecting a thriller from beginning to end. So it was a pleasant surprise. I enjoyed it a lot. Guys, thank you so much. Enjoyed Wild Game, and I wish you all the best of luck. And come visit us in Las Vegas soon. We'd love to have you.
Hey, thanks so much.
Cool,
you know, we got the film partly in Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was one of the only places that was open. So Jared went and played poker, and I cut the film in the hotel room.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that's the story.
That's awesome. Guys, congratulations. Thanks for talking to me, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.